Under the Mobil Serv offer, this video is a piece of the coupling inspection on-the-job training curriculum that will enable you to convert customer needs and opportunities around couplings into improvements in safety, environmental impacts, and productivity. The video is the first part of the OJT for coupling inspection. After viewing it, you should job shadow another competent person completing a coupling inspection, and then have the competent person observe and coach you as you complete an inspection. The OJT Participants Guide provides an effective way to guide the trainer and trainee through the experiences to gain knowledge and capability. Carla, a field engineer with ExxonMobil, has been working with this plant on a number of mobile planned engineering service projects. Bill, her contact at the plant, tells Carla that he'd like them to focus on a coupling inspection. He is particularly concerned with some couplings with a history of equipment reliability issues. Both Bill and Carla believe that an inspection can aid in understanding the root cause. Carla and Bill had been mutually planning a coupling inspection. Now, this was their opportunity.
So Bill, I definitely wanted to get some background information from you before we start our coupling inspection on your maintenance practices and also your alignment practices for your couplings.
Carla works with Bill to understand the impacts of any coupling problems so she can later use this information to show how her findings and recommendations can reduce these impacts and produce value for the customer. To help bring solutions and value to her customer, Carla must be an excellent detective and must collect the data needed to help determine the root cause of the coupling problems. Before meeting Bill again for the inspection, Carla gathered information about the make, model, shaft speed, and operating temperature. She found previous coupling inspection reports, lubrication history, and relubrication procedures. She also reviewed OEM documentation. Carla also went over her safety preparations, like customer site-specific training. Many locations have, at minimum, a visitor orientation video. She also read through the Job Safety Analysis, or JSA, to review the risks and determine the best mitigation steps, including PPE. Then, Carla prepared and reviewed her toolkit for the site visit. Coupling inspection checklist, flashlight, ruler, digital camera with high zoom capability, gloves and rags or towels. On the morning of the site visit, Carla and Bill first review their goals for the visit. Carla goes over her safety plan, and together they review the personal protective equipment they'll need.
So to start off with, I do have my hard hat and my safety glasses as well as my yellow vest. Also have a pair of gloves and my steel toe boots. Is there anything else that I may need to complete the inspection?
Only thing I could think of is a lockout lock.
Okay.
Before inspecting the coupling, Carla goes with Bill to the motor control room to put her own lock and tag on the power switch. Carla uses her coupling inspection checklist to guide her through the inspection. She checks the interior of the coupling guards, looking for lubricant flung onto the guard interior. She also checks coupling bolts for looseness and notes whether grease plugs or grease fittings were installed on the cover or sleeve. In this grid coupling, she inspects the grid for wear, especially across the flat faces and in the turns. She looks for wear on the hub teeth as well. She is looking for wear patterns that may reflect shaft misalignment, overheating, excessive vibration, and inadequate lubrication. Carla looks for any breaks in the grid element and for broken off teeth. This would indicate a very high shock loading. She asks the customer's mechanic to use a pry bar to ensure the shaft has the proper end play, which, if excessive or does not spring back, would potentially indicate a damaged bearing. Carla also checks the amount of gap between the two coupling hubs and compares it against the OEM specifications. Too much or little gap could result in poor coupling loading. In this case, she inspects a grid coupling. If she were inspecting other coupling types, like a gear coupling, she would take similar steps to inspect the different coupling components to look for abnormal conditions, wear, and lubricant condition. After the coupling inspection, the plant mechanic reassembles the coupling. Carla checks that he properly hand packs the coupling hub and covers the grid with fresh grease. They work together to reassemble the coupling and purge the coupling with fresh grease. The mechanic removes both cover grease plugs, inserts a grease fitting in one hole, and applies grease slowly until grease expels from the open hole. Then they reverse the process, removing the grease fitting and inserting the fitting in the other open hole. Again, he applies grease slowly until grease expels from the open hole. Finally, he removes the grease fitting and puts both grease plugs back into the covers, replaces the coupling guard, and cleans up the area of tools, parts, and grease. With the inspection over and the coupling closed up, it's time for Carla to remove her lock in the master control room. At the end of her site visit, Carla meets again with Bill to give a verbal summary of her findings and recommendations. Carla explains that she will document her findings and recommendations in an engineering service notice. Using that as a foundation, she and Bill can work together to understand the potential impacts of her findings, as well as the total cost of ownership components. After her site visit and coupling inspection, Carla will go over her findings, including measurements and photos, to prepare an engineering service report for Bill and his supervisors. She must take in all the facts and sequence of events to determine the potential root causes. She must work with her customer in cooperation, not only to gather the information, but to form the recommendations that will produce the best value. Carla can demonstrate that her findings and recommendations produce an excellent return on investment and value to her customer. Carla and her sales advisor will use this report to promote our value to other key contacts at this customer. If very well received, this engineering service report could become the foundation of a proof of performance from this customer that could be used to show other customers to convince them that ExxonMobil and its distributors are the right lubricant supplier for them. In addition to helping this customer in this one application, Carla will look to see how she can help the customer apply what they have learned to other similar machines at this facility or across their entire company. By using the standard operating procedure as a guide, as well as the other tools described, Carla can consistently conduct these inspections and deliver outstanding value to her customer.